And now we're coming around full circle, yeah? So I think we started this process already, which is I'm your teacher in service from now on. I've just dubbed myself that. We talked about what do we want kids to know, how do we know they know it, and what do we do when they don't. We're going to kind of start our school this year, which is what do you want, how do you know you want it, and what are you going to do to get it. So for my orientation for iSchool, really the past few years what I've done is I've just tried to set up kind of my own framework, yes? So one whole semester while I was traveling, I just thought I'd set up some basic, just some kind of foundation. And I think I brought this up before. Pick whatever you want. If you are a religious student, go deeper into that religion. If you are not, study something that is meaningful to you, something that will keep you grounded, memorizing things. I hear the Constitution thrown out quite a lot. So let's study and memorize the Constitution. Give yourself something outside of technology that gives you an intrinsic sense of who you are, your value system, your basic comfort. Yes? Where you feel the most at ease, where you just feel solid. Yes? So what I did was one semester is I started with number one, which is always going to be you, the student. Number one priority, always in iSchool, no matter what else is happening around you. I think it's important that you know the business management systems that are creating the system that you're in. The more you know it, the more you can understand it, so that you can use it, so that it doesn't use you as much. Okay? And then I went to 3, which I just said A through F. Just letters A through F. Always just take a moment, breathe, consciously, deliciously enjoy and feel, because you're human. Kind of a play off of this, which is the Four Noble Truths. 5 relationships of Confucius, the Tao Te Ching, sins and virtues. Again, the Constitution, the 8th Amendment is no cruel or unusual punishment. 9 is mine because it's one of my favorite amendments to the Constitution, and I just created 9 values that I can follow. Yes, yes? And then 10, just for your consideration, I just kind of thought the 10 Commandments might be a good place to start if that's for you. I don't want to command anything, so again, if a religion is a place for you to find your base, find it. Go deeper. And then the bad news. This is honestly where I really struggled as a teacher, as a human, because the more research I've done on the NAEP and why and how the school system is structured the way it is, it really had a hard time with that because it was a lot to swallow. Okay, but what I did was I kind of started with a 0. Let's just start at nothing. Philosophical. Then I asked one question, which is what's the purpose of education? Which gave me kind of this delineation of, is it for the NAEP, is it for schools, what's the progress versus priority? So there's a paradox. Which is it? Either you go with this system or something else. More or less, even if you don't agree with all of it, what can you do more to become more authentic, even in a system that is not necessarily conducive for you to do so? And then the more research I did on the NAEP and the use of that this is a game changer, especially after COVID. So I try to kind of create a game out of this. Do you believe all of it? Do you believe none of this? And then what are you going to do to kind of shuffle through that? And then I just counted back down to 1 and then 0, which is a place for us to start. So, just went through this. And ultimately, I think in its simplest forms, I think what's happening with education in you is this domination of your time and space. Meaning, on the x-axis here, if you want to make it this, your time is being occupied. The younger that they can get you into school, the more time that you're going to have to be conditioned. Yes? So the time, and then of course what we talk about in schools, the language, the professional developments, that it's going to be, we're going to talk about this, and it's a top-down approach. So what we talk about in the time that you spend is really what's just kind of taken over. And I the way my crazy mind works, I kind of did this. I just feel like the school has got you from crown to ground, from cradle to grave. Yes? Okay. Now, just a wee bit about the process here. A wee bit about my process. I know I've already talked to some students, and I get beautiful advice about the use of technology. I get it. Clearly, I need some help with that. Starting this year, I'm going to help you find a way to disseminate your own information for whatever you believe. But for me, I just wanted to say this. First of all, writing this stuff out has really been therapeutic for me. It's kind of my artistic expression. Some people paint, some people have different mediums. I teach. And it's also kind of a play on words, which is school boards, where the word board came from. I'll do a little lesson on that if you want. But I like using boards because the original lessons were taught on boards, so just kind of having some fun here. And plus it gets my ideas out. So for example, time and space, and just even some simple ratio proportions, which is, let's talk about this at some time. The other reason is because I can always take this on the road. I've got boards for everything. I can show my work. I've got circles. Here's trigonometry. I've got all the math figured out. So, so you can believe me. So anyway, I like to do this. Also, again, I just kind of doodle, but it helps me to figure out what a tangent might look like, not only mathematically, but maybe even more philosophically. Okay. So, this is my process. Help me help you, I guess. I've been traveling around talking to students from Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, California, Oregon, Washington, Canada, and and I have not been ready to put any of this out yet, but I think the timing is right now. Yes? So I am your teacher in service. I'm just going to provide lessons periodically as I see fit. And then please email me. I will be traveling to Pennsylvania and New York, Kentucky, West Virginia. So we'll do the East Coast this tour. I'll keep talking to students, and if you want me to meet you, if you want to have a voice, if you want to be part of kind of starting a new type of learning in schools, at your service. Ciao for now. Just one more thing. I did think about this. Students who did like to talk about, really anonymously and openly, about what their experience was in education and what they would like to see. I just kind of came up with, if you give me a chance, I'll give you a voice. So again, let's reach other students. You're not alone in this. It's tough being in school right now. There's no doubt. And I thought, how fun would it be if this actually got circulated to some of my former students? Oh my gosh, I think that'd be great. So if you do like any of this, and right here. So my name's Miss Newsom. And if this does get to former students, I thought it'd be a cute code word to just say to just say, tell them Newsom sent you. And what that means is just code word for, let's talk about something beneficial to us. Let's talk about something deeper so that we can learn stuff about ourselves later.